the service of ire.
Welcome back, welcome back. It is time for the third best three of the night. I am Drake, and with me is Krillin. We are going into Entombed Valley now.
Exactly, we just saw Protoss versus Protoss, now we're jumping into a Terran versus Terran. The PvP that we just witnessed between Shy and Seed was certainly an interesting one. Shy, aka SS, advances to Code S, and Seed has to play the up and downs.
Yeah.
Next week is going to be stacked. A lot of players in these up and downs, 5 days, from Monday to Friday.
Not all seeds can grow in all seasons. Some are perennial, some are annuals, and we'll just have to see if this is his season or not.
You think he's more like a summer flower?
Maybe, man, because it's a little bit cold right now.
Winter is coming. Winter is coming indeed. Dark Wings, Dark Woods.
Absolutely, man. Well, SOS coming in off a seed, actually flew all the way into Code S. You'll see him at the group stage, round of 32 for Code S, coming up very soon. But it doesn't end here. We've got 2 more spots to give away. One of them goes to a Terran player. The question will become, will it be Bogus, the up-and-coming caster player, or will it be Happy, an incredible Miracle veteran?
Bogus already played against Bomber. That was the one TVT that he played in, I think, the second round of Code A, and he won with a 2-0. He was able to take Bomber out. Now it's Happy that he's facing, and Happy is a player who historically struggles a little bit in the mirror matchup.
Yep, he does continue to have those Goomba eyebrows.
Yeah.
Seriously, look at those Goomba eyebrows.
They look so different.
Yeah, they do. They couldn't look any more different. I mean, even their shirt colors are basically the opposite of each other.
How are these animals called in English? I
Humans.
Have no... What? Animals?
They're humans.
Who is you? That's the bad. No. You know, let me come up with a movie. It's just Bogus this picture of Bogus reminds me of these...
Ostrich.
Ostrich? It's not an ostrich.
No,
That's
no.
What the hell are you talking about? No, it's more like... It's like these African foxes. I don't know how to describe
Fennec fox?
Fennec fox? No, I'm not quite sure if it's a Fennec fox. It's like Madagascar, you know, this king guy, what's this called? Kill me now.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I'm a private dancer, I'm dancing for money. You know, what kind of animal is that?
I don't know, it's not a lemur, is it?
It's a lemur, yeah, it's a lemur.
Okay,
He
yeah.
looks a little bit like a lemur, at least in the picture. Not in this picture, though.
Yeah, no, he doesn't look very lemur-like at all.
Yeah.
He just looks like a pro gamer Terran.
I cannot believe, by the way, that I just started to sing private dancer.
Well, I believe it. I witnessed it. I heard it. I saw it.
Yeah, unfortunately. But, well, we are going to witness a Terran versus Terran. We are going into game number 1. Happy against Bogus on Entombed Valley here at the GSL Code A, round 3. Live and ready, starting to the top left with another Caspar player, the elephant in the room. It is the Terran player in red. His ideas.
STX Soul 보거스.
Bogus.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with the golf score bogey.
His opponent at the bottom left in blue is another LGIM player. They already lost C to the up and downs. What's gonna happen to this guy after the matches? Will he be
LGIM happy.
or will he be sad? We're gonna find out. Yeah. But talking about after the match, you know, the one thing that we talked about earlier is that these up and downs are gonna be crazy. Really, really crazy. And I went through the brackets and I had a quick look at who is out of Code S, who will play in the up and downs. And just to drop a few names here, we will have Ryang, DRG, Harding, Hyun, Yoda, JYP, Flash, MMA, Key, MC, Li, Beyond, Genius, Bomber, Supernova, Byung, and Seed in the up and downs. Any comments?
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get in my time machine and fast forward to next week. Wait, on second thought, I'll just fast forward to the Code S finals on Saturday, at which point after viewing I can fast forward again. Then I'm going to go back in time, watch some old finals. Then I'm going to change the future,
No, we're not gonna change this future. Well, these are the best up and downs that we ever had.
I'm gonna go 2 years in the future, and StarCraft 2 will still be extremely successful as an esport. We'll have Heart of the Swarm out, and I'm gonna take pictures and I'm gonna tweet them with no hashtag, and I'm gonna say, look guys, I told you it's gonna be fine.
The thing is, this is actually these groups that we are going to see next week could be more stacked than the Code S groups.
Yeah.
It's like, what's happening here?
Well, it's tragedy that these players are going to have to fight to the death.
No, man, this is awesome. This is freaking awesome.
It's going to be violent.
It's going to be ugly.
People will be made or broken. People will find themselves in Code A that should, arguably have been in Code S. People will find themselves in Code S that most people thought would be in Code A.
I can actually already see the fangirls in tears, crying their eyes out because their champion was not able to prevail. So many people will be disappointed next week when their player is dropping to Code A, won't be able to play in Code S.
Yeah, so many people will be happy when the underdogs may be able to crawl through and take that Code S medallion. It's talking awesome.
Yeah, and talking about happy, he's currently getting his second gas here and scouting to the top right. So far, as you could see in the Terran versus Terran, not a lot happened. We have the fast attack for our LGIM Terran player. And as I mentioned earlier, in the recent history, he's always been struggling a little bit in TVT. I can still remember the game that he played against Finn, where Finn threw the win away and Happy just prevailed with incredible stamina and just resilience. But now we have him up against Bogus, and Bogus does only have 2 maps recorded against Terran in transmit matches. But the problem is, those were against Bomber. He didn't drop a single map against Bomber. Now he's up against Happy. Will the trend continue? Will we have another Casper player advance to Code S, or is Happy now able to take a little bit of a revenge, take down Bogus here, and at least one LG, or one additional player of LGIM will be in Code S now.
Right. Now, Bogus actually was so aggressive against Bomber. In most cases, he even aggressively scouted, caught Bomber's attack off guard on Whirlwind. Now, in this series, he looks to be playing a little more passively. He's got the Marine line set up here, and he's also going for Command Center first, which wasn't really noted, but you guys saw already. Those Marines are really, they are in formation. They are, if you tickle them, I bet they wouldn't move. Oh, the ones to the left side totally messed it up, though.
Yeah, this is one. How is this sports called? The water dancing stuff?
I don't know this.
Where everything has to be in sync. Oh, come on, you know that. That's the stuff that's always on TV, nobody watches it.
Choreography? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, there's water choreography thingies, and it's at the Olympics or whatever.
I gotta check this out. I don't quite know what you mean, but
you know what I mean? It's always on TV, but nobody watches it, and everyone is just sitting there. It's like, that again.
I see. I don't watch it, so I don't know.
I don't know what the name in English is, but well, that's exactly what's happening right now on top of the ramp, and it makes Happy retreat with these Hellions.
Yeah, it's very difficult to actually attack when the Marines are spread out like that. That's exactly why he did it. He has the best concave possible.
This formation stuff.
I wish I knew, man. I really don't know. I'm not even teasing. I'm not even messing with you. What? Synchronized swimming. Ah, yeah, okay.
Okay, that is actually a little bit embarrassing. The Korean production team is helping us out with the name, and I have an American sitting right next to me. You can't come up with a name.
I've actually heard this before, but I've never watched it. Seriously.
Of course you never watched it. Nobody consciously watches that stuff.
I've never even seen a glimpse of it, but I've heard about it. People make fun of it, just like you. Just like you.
Yeah.
I'm like, very, very, very similarly to how you just did it. Now, the third Command Center comes up here for Happy. He is going into a mech composition as he's out of those factories, getting out his Raven. And the Hellions here, trying to find an angle. This is a pretty cool way to be aggressive, but
that's a lot of Marines. I really dig this composition that he has right now. It's basically like he's playing a Zerg player. With the additional Banshee, he has vision on the high ground, so he can do more damage. But just the formation for Bogus is brilliant here. This one Marine always trying to mess it up, but in general, they are pretty in sync.
Yeah. This is pretty much like what it looks like outside the mess hall before anyone can eat dinner. And the Marines are really hungry, but the thing is, these Hellions keep teasing them, messing around with them, trying to get them out of formation so they can't eat. They're getting pretty peeved about it, and as soon as they have +1, I think they might walk across the map and tell those Hellions how they really feel.
And there he is walking up the ramp once again. Well, not really trying to poke here. The Marine count is already at 30. And Happy is going straight for the blue flame upgrade. Oh, wow, but Bogus is going for the synchronized stimming right now. He's trying to chase these units down, going straight at it.
Yeah. And, you know, if I were judging, I would have given that one a 6 out of 10 because he did not kill the Banshee.
Yeah, and only half of them actually executed it. This is a poor practice. I think they need to practice a lot more.
Uh-oh. SCVs are being pulled here.
There's not that much for Happy, and if he attacks right away, well, there is no siege mode.
Nothing but a bunch of Hellions here. He's not going to have Reigniter yet.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. And the siege tanks, they could siege, they siege.
He does siege them. The Hellion hits are good. And I think he may have done it if he gets those SCVs pulled. I don't know, man. It's really close, even with the point defense drone.
He still has a siege tank on the high ground, but it dies immediately, and the blue flame upgrade isn't done. Happy is down to 57 hit points.
All these units are low on hit points, but GG. You know, if your units are low on hit points, they still do damage. And Bogus, so far 3-0 in TVT in this season of Code A. He blows his hand as if it's like a gun. Did you see that?
Yeah.
That was pretty lame, actually. I'm like, sorry, Bogus, I really like your playstyle. But
yeah, guys, my mouse movement is that hard. Wow. He's like this gunslinger.
Yeah. Happy is
slightly amused.
Yeah, he's looking like his normal self. He actually has a bit of a smile, actually, only after his loss. What a weird, sick, masochistic idea of happiness that he must have.
Yeah. That was a quick win there. The perfect timing window. Blue Flame wasn't done. Even the siege mode just finished, and while he was stimming up the ramp, Bogus that is, Happy was in the process of sieging up his tanks. He lost another few seconds, so Bogus with the win here. Game number 1.
Every time I hear the ID Bogus, I think of Bogus Bananas, a cheat code that you could type in on Diddy Kong Racing to make it so that bananas actually slowed down your cart when you were playing. That game was sick.
I didn't know that. I never played it.
It was a Nintendo 64 game.
Yeah, I didn't have a console. We only had PCs back then.
You know, that's a great way to play it, though, for sure. I was too young, I think, at the time to play
For me,
PC
it was
games.
always, you know, the consoles came out, you did not know which one to pick, and I had those PC games, and that was fine. I preferred playing these anyways. Dune back then, and Wolfenstein and whatever you had, that was just much more fun, and then it just was... Yeah, it was just more focused on the computer.
My first playthrough of Wolfenstein was on a TI-84 calculator.
Okay.
That just shows how times have changed. Let's jump into game number 2. See if Bogus can take the 2-0. Kesma versus ESF here. This is the round 3 of Code A. Out or more.